When was the last time you saw Training Day?
It's been a few years, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. But my dad gave me some advice of, a long time ago. He was like, every time you watch a movie, you catch something different.
Yeah.
And predominantly not to be that guy, but especially with the black movies, every time you go back, you catch how bad the production was sometimes. Or the acting. You feel me?
Mhm.
Because as a kid, you might think that shit was fire.
Yo, 1000%. But as far as like with this, like as far as Training Day, like complete opposite. Amazing movie. I watched it like
Oh yeah, it's
again.
dope. It's a classic.
Classic. Denzel deserved the Oscar for sure.
Yes.
So like as I'm like literally just analyzing everything about this movie, watching it again as an adult, it made me realize that Denzel's character was down bad.
Oh, of course.
But like I don't know if you guys remember, like the movie is about like a police officer,
A dirty.
a dirty police officer. Apparently, like he went to Vegas. This is not in the movie, but this is like the origin story of the movie. He's a dirty cop that he killed, like I guess like some Italian mob boss in Vegas. And apparently, like during the movie, he has to like cough up like $1 million by the end of the movie unless he gets killed, pretty much. And obviously, with the time, they don't care that he's a cop. They're gonna kill him if he doesn't come up with the money. So like what he has now, he has this big plan that he's gonna try to get some heavy hitters that he knows, some high rollers, and rob everybody. But he's gonna have like a trainee police officer with him as well. Basically like a guinea pig. He can do whatever he says. Some gullible ass white dude, which is Ethan Hawke, by the way.
He smoked that role too, by the way.
So I just want to analyze that movie, and obviously you already know how the movie ended up. But do you realize that every scene in that movie, but throughout the whole movie, he didn't spend $1? That's how down bad he was.
I never noticed that.
In the beginning of the movie, when he's eating breakfast, he made Jake pay the bill.
Oh yeah, because he's gonna use it as, oh yeah, I'm training you. Type
Exactly.
shit.
Remember when when Jake he he fought the homeless dudes? He robbed the homeless dudes. Then he went to the Crip neighborhood, robbed the girl and her son.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. Robbed them. Took the money.
Some broke shit, man.
Took the money to go to the freaking I guess like to the big like officers like some restaurant, and he literally took that money that he stole from the gangsters to get a police warrant. Got the police warrant, stole pretty much $1 million from his best friend. And then like, yo fam, and he robbed Snoop Dogg as well. He robbed the college kids.
Oh, he was terrorizing the
bro.
neighborhood.
He was down bad, and no one can do shit because he's a cop. And like, I just wanted to analyze that movie. Is like, yo, that was probably one of the best villains I've seen on TV because there's real niggas like him in real life. That's what makes him terrifying.
But you know what it is? He was operating on fear. You feel me? It was like people feared him
And strategy,
and
for
they
sure.
feared the consequences of touching a cop. So he was being protected by the badge, and he was being protected by what you gonna do.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because
he had everybody in their pocket for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But
yeah, but good movie. It's just if you want to get a good laugh and just like a good story, watch Training Day again. Even though I know like, oh, how are you gonna say Training is underrated? But yo, watch that movie again as an adult.
True. Welcome to another episode of
These Are the Aesthetics.
I go by the name of Cheech, aka I said what I said, aka I'm God's property, so be careful how you handle me, aka if you sensitive, don't ask me for advice.
Can we rewind a little bit?
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
Let's regroup. I'm God's property.
Yeah, I'm a child of God. So you touch me, you touch him. Now I gotta go get my big homie to get you right.
That sounds like a tramp stamp.
That sounds like a threat. It's like a threat backed up by Jesus. All right, you touch that one. You know how you get beat up as a kid? You're like, I'm gonna go get my big brother. Yeah, my big brother, nigga.
Sounds like a pinned tweet as well, but okay. I go by the name of Gary, aka In Gary We Trust. Of course, you know, pod father of two. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But I want to tell everybody, good to be back here another week. As you know, hey, what's it called? Consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
See,
Beautiful thing.
We've been getting some harsh messages from our loved ones saying we need to see these episodes every day. Oh, they shot back to back. Are we gonna get a third one?
That's been the trend. We go 2 weeks in a row, and then the third week, something happens.
Something happens. And low-key was sensitive too because I had a flight literally yesterday that delayed, so I was a little nervous.
That's why I didn't hit you up Monday, because I'm like, Gary's gonna touchdown. Knowing him, he probably ate something from Louisiana that his stomach can't hold. He spent the whole listen, in my mind, I already judged you, and I had this whole idea.
You know, it's funny. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I know. I said Gary's gonna come back Monday. And Gary's gonna be either jet lagged or he probably ate some, because I know the type of food they got in the South.
Oh,
I said
Greece.
He probably ate some bullshit that his bougie ass is not used to, and he's spending the whole day shitting and vomiting or doing whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna hit him up tonight or tomorrow.
Yes, so I was I was out.
You had to text me, you're like, hey, by the way, I'm in town. Let's talk about the pod.
By the way, I'm in town. So yeah, I went out. I went out of town for a couple of days. So my sister, she's going to like an HBCU. I'm not gonna tell you the exact school because I know y'all niggas is nasty.
That's a fact.
But yeah. So yeah, I was out there. I was in Louisiana. And I'm like, I just want to say about Louisiana, hot as shit. That's one. The food is. I haven't really like eaten real like Southern Louisiana food. I was eating takeout everywhere. Mm-hmm. But what I would say is everywhere has more grease for sure. Fam. I fucked up one day and at McDonald's. It wasn't my idea.
Okay.
Wasn't my idea. So I just had literally a medium fry. I ate one fry. You know when like some of the salt just be like on your fingers?
Yeah.
I grabbed one fry. Bro, hand was drenched in
oil. In oil? Ooh.
So I just said,
yeah, I'm good on that one.
Good on that. Yeah, so other than that, bro, like I wasn't done. I wasn't done. I was not done.
So you breezing by the best part. I know you married and all. Let's talk about it.
Talk about what?
All aspects of Louisiana, nigga.
Well, if you want me to say, yes, obviously when you're in a college town, there's going to be a lot of beautiful people there.
Beautiful people.
There's gonna be a lot of beautiful.
Oh, you
people.
was looking at the men. Okay. All right.
Beautiful black people all around.
Oh my God. You can't even. Well, Gary, it's me, baby. Talk to me. Talk to me. Pretend like she's not gonna watch this. Oh my God.
You're stupid, man.
You can't even say there was beautiful women there.
Of course, there's beautiful women. There's beautiful women, handsome men, smart teachers. But there's a lot of beautiful black women in Louisiana, for sure. If you are a fan of BBWs, Louisiana is the place for you.
Okay, I like that.
And one thing I would say is like, because as
like low-key rhyme, you could be a rapper, boy.
Hey man, I try on the weekends. But as I was like literally in Louisiana, and like we were there for family day for my sister's school that she's attending, and it wasn't even that big of an event, but we just showed up, and then the second that we walked into the room, everyone like literally looked at us, and it's like, yeah, they not from here.
Oh, duh.
Because like what I realized with people in Louisiana, they don't really, at least like the parts that I went to, they don't really, not saying they don't care about appearance, but it's like wearing the flashy looking tip top notch all the time is not really the MO there, like as in South Florida. When you come to South Florida, it just looks like everywhere you go, someone's trying to go to a party pretty much.
Somebody's trying to look a certain way.
Exactly. When you go to Atlanta, everyone looks like a celebrity. Even if the chains are real or not, they want to be seen. Like literally, I walked in the mall, the Louisiana mall, bro. I wore my Travis Scotts there. Everyone's like, "Oh shoot, bro, you got the Travis Scotts." It almost made me low key uncomfortable the way it's like, "Yo, y'all not in a third world country." I'm pretty sure there's a sneaker store that sells these for sure. But other than that, man, it's like I personally wouldn't live in Louisiana. But what I would say is that my sister's in a good place.
Oh, now that I know little sis is up there, I got a reason to visit. Allegedly. Hey, Cheech, why are you going to Louisiana? Gary's sister go to school there.
Yes, yeah, my sister. You probably might see somebody else.
No, I'm just gonna go visit and show some love. You know, I might just
on a college town.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go get her some books and support.
Get her some books and support. Really? You love beignets that much? Because you're not gonna see that they go to a Pelicans game.
Yeah, I mean, don't they have a football team?
Yeah, they got a football team.
there it is.
I didn't get to go to New Orleans.
I'm a big fan of them.
Anyway, but what I would say too is coming back home, yo, these flight delays are literally something serious. But I never experienced a delay, even though my flight only delayed 2 hours. I'm like, yo, you know how freaking inconvenient it is when you have your whole day planned already, and then you get a literally someone's on the intercom, flight back to PBI, delayed another 2 hours. I'm like, yo, fam.
Yeah, I hate that. Being in the airport, period, it's uncomfortable. You gotta walk a long while to go to the bathroom. The food is not really good. It's either really hot or really cold, and most people are not prepared for either or, and it's like you're around a whole bunch of people that you really don't kind of give a fuck about, and everybody's in a rush, everybody's complaining, so it's like I don't know, and you can't even find a fucking outlet to charge your phone sometimes.
That's a fact, bro.
Yeah, that'd be the annoying part.
And what I say is that, like, there's a lot of people running around. It's not even the cleanest environment sometimes, and it's not even the airport's fault. It's just some people are just nasty.
Facts.
And what I did see though, when I actually landed in PBI, I actually did run into like a champion.
Okay.
I saw J.R. Smith.
Word?
Bro, he was just chilling in the cut. I'm like, bro, I saw a nigga with tattoos, tall, clean white forces, tattoos on the neck, and I'm like, oh, that's J.R. Smith.
Did you say what up?
Yeah, I said what up. I said, yo, big fan. And he's like, yo, I appreciate that.
I would have so many questions for J.R. Smith.
And the funny thing is, my mom almost embarrassed me because she's like, Gary, you want a picture? No, mom, that's not the person you asked a picture.
Yeah, I don't think that nigga's on that type of time.
I don't know what type of day he had, but clearly he's not in the best of spirits.
And you don't know what he got in his system. So
that's crazy. Because I already know this nigga is already not happy because the fact that he's sitting outside of Palm Beach International Airport for some reason.
Facts.
And he's already waiting on a ride at 11 o'clock at night. So clearly he's been happier.
Yeah, G shit. I'm surprised he was by himself. Like, usually they have a driver or they get like a car service or something.
You would think, but you got to remember, like, even rich people, they're regular people too. Like, True. Bro, I was on a JetBlue flight one time, and I was on the same flight with Jordan Clarkson that played for the Jazz.
Yeah.
And my seat was even ahead of his.
Yeah.
They don't even give a fuck about first class or anything. I just need a ride to get to where I'm going.
Facts.
Sometimes.
And sometimes it's not worth it. Like, when you really think about it, like, the regular seat is $60. I'm not going to pay $400 to just sit in first class. Like, it's cool, the perks, and me being up here because I got a name, but it's like, yo, I could just save $300 by having my headphones in and sit next to this motherfucker that I'm never going to see again.
Exactly.
That probably don't know who the fuck I am, so.
Exactly. And if the plane's going down, we all dying regardless.
It don't matter where you sit.
No matter.
That's a good analogy. That was very mature. That's a good way to look at it. And that's a cheap way of looking at it, too.
I was waiting on that because I know I'm going to get heat for that. Oh, that's something Gary would say.
Oh, man. All right. This week was loaded, man. There was a lot of celebration of life and death. We could start on a good note. This week was hip hop's official 50th birthday anniversary. I feel like they've been celebrating all month. There's been shows, TV specials. Pretty much every company with a name that pandered to black people did a celebration and honored hip hop in some type of way, shape, or form.
It's at least we can get.
I seen ABC. ABC had a special with Angie Martinez. Google has these commercials on YouTube that you can't escape from.
That is true.
It seems like everybody was doing a festival or a show or a concert or a block party to honor
New York
hip-hop.
was lit.
Oh, New York was lit.
Weekend.
New York was lit all month, to be honest, with shows. But yeah, I wanted to ask, like, what was your introduction to hip hop? Or at what point in your life did you fall in love with hip hop? Specifically,
I would say my earliest memory, is because my dad, he always played like hip hop, reggae. Well, I listened to reggae majority first growing up, but then like my dad is like, he was no stranger to Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tupac, Biggie, of course. He would play a lot of LL Cool J, and my dad, for sure, the first music group that like I really started to like kind of like understand was Wu-Tang. Because like, this is gonna sound stereotypical, but everybody know that Jamaicans, especially Jamaicans who are from Jamaica, love karate movies. And of course, Wu-Tang made the karate references in their raps, and they made it on fire ass beats. Shout outs to RZA. But that's like my first real introduction. But the first album that I actually purchased, and I didn't even purchase it, I really got it free. It was given to me. It was literally a burned copy of 50 Cent's Get Rich Die Trying.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
That was What year was that? It was
That
in
was
the early
04 or
yeah, like
03,
early
I would say.
2000s.
Yeah, you guys can kill me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 04.
Okay. My introduction to hip hop, well, at first it was Creole rap. It was well, cause I'm Haitian, you feel me? So there's groups in my home country that made music that I fell in love with, and when they started rapping in English, it kind of made me wonder about English rap. You feel me? Just so that made me look into. I think some of the earlier people I was looking up was 50, obviously 50 Cent. You know, that bulletproof shit that he had was everywhere. You feel me?
Oh, I had
the
it
tank
all.
top, the do rag, like
the Reeboks, the G Unit
the
Reeboks.
Reeboks.
I definitely had a pair.
The chain with the cross on it, like the big ass chain that took half of your body. The G Unit T-shirts. It was a whole fucking movement. So I remember G Unit for sure had a big influence on me. And Nelly was cool. Nelly was cool to me, and he was like one of the first rappers that Nelly and Lil Wayne that also rap for real niggas, and they rap for bad bitches. It was like Nelly, he was cool because he had the Air Force Ones, the big baggy jeans, the Band-Aid on the face. He had the bitches. The music videos was always flooded with women, so obviously that was my bag, you feel me, at an early age. And Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne always got to talk about pussy in all of his lyrics, you feel me? And
of course.
It is just like he was the youngest nigga doing it at a certain age, you feel me, killing shit. I'm like, who the fuck is the old nigga with dreads that look like he 13 killing shit? You feel me? So that was my first introduction, I want to say, to real hip hop. I mean, obviously I heard of Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, and all that, but I was not a big fan of their music until I got older and I could understand like the bars and what they were saying and how like important it was and how dope it was. Because at a young age, you're just trying to listen to what sounds cool.
Yeah.
Because you can't really break down the lyrics and understand and relate to it like that. Because we was not going to clubs. We was not fucking bitches. So he was just like, I want something cool to listen to with a nice beat. And then the older you get, it kind of got different. Yeah. But as far as what was the album that changed your life or that you bought that was like, wow, like I'm in love with this shit?
I think I said it already. Get Rich or Die Trying. But as far as like that era, like I was introduced to music very early because I don't know if you remember the time in the early 2000s where like I don't know if you were if you don't mind me asking, when did you get to like America? What age?
It was 13. Early teens.
Early teens? Okay, so you might not recall this, but there is an era back in like the early 2000s, and I was like 5 or 6 years old, where for some reason everybody was trying to put a TV in their car.
Nah, I never lived through that era.
Yeah, everybody wanted freaking spinners on their car, like even the cats.
I remember that. And
everybody wanted TVs in their car. My dad had a minivan. My freaking gangsta ass father. He was like, even though I'm driving a minivan, that shit gonna have bass and that shit gonna have TVs. And he would play a lot of music videos, and the music I always heard every fucking day, bro, was from G Unit. There's 3 very important music groups in my life. There's G Unit
for sure.
There's
Wu-Tang.
G Unit, Wu-Tang, and then it's gonna be Swisher House.
Okay.
Because
I thought you was gonna say Cash Money or something, but
not really Cash Money as of yet in my time, even though I was like Lil Wayne was big, but like, bro, Swisher House, because like I got introduced. My dad loved chopped and screwed music. Yeah.
Really?
Bro, I don't know why. My dad loved chopped and screwed music. And he always played Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Bun B.
Your dad did knew about the H-Town shit.
Bro, of course, bro. So I like, that's like, but as far as like an album for sure that really like made me like love, my first favorite album ever has had to be Get Rich or Die Trying.
Damn, there was some UGK shit that fucked me up too as a kid.
Oh, International Players Club is one of the best songs ever made.
They always talk about pimping hoes, having dough, riding on like cars that
it's just niggas like get money music, like fly shit, like fly shit.
I'm getting money, I'm fucking bitches, and I got the flyest car that you ever seen in your fucking life.
Exactly.
That was dope. I want to say, I think I fell in love with hip hop for real because of, I want to say, two artists. It was Lil Wayne and I want to say Kanye. Lil Wayne because he made it cool. He made a lot of shit cool. Face tattoos, dreads, belts with big buckles, bape studs. Like Lil Wayne, if it was hot, since he was the hottest nigga, he was the face of everything in his prime era.
Right.
But I think I fell in love with hip hop through Kanye more because I saw Kanye through the MTV days, him wanting to rap, him begging for a record deal. You feel me?
Yeah.
And his story is elevation in what hip hop has done for him. You know, from hip hop, he went into fashion, into designs, and it was just a beautiful story. And it's just like, wow, it's just the power of manifestation. Like how cool it is to just make music, and that opens the door for so many cool other shit.
That's a
and
fact.
It's like hip hop and fashion are as always mixed in, and they blended well. So yeah, man. Like, and I think I want to say like my favorite album of all time is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Really? That's obviously I can't. That's like an
that
amazing
that
album
that
sure.
album by Kanye is possibly my favorite hip hop album of all time because I feel like from top to bottom, no skips, flawless production, dope features, and he smoked that.
Yeah.
To come back from the type of controversy that he was and come back and deliver that was crazy.
That's a fact. Like, I think as far as like my favorite album ever, that's freaking hard. But what I would say is the album that really meant a lot to me is because I related to it so much was Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon.
Okay.
And I know that people say like, oh, Kid Cudi, he's just a day and night guy. But bro, if you really listen to like Make Her Say or just like In My Dreams or just like I don't know, like The Pursuit of Happiness. Fuck, bro. One of my favorite music videos of all time is
That shit was
because
fly.
like what I love about Kid Cudi is that like he was so heavy into the blog era, and then like his music videos were just vlogs, and someone who adapted that style of videos as well was Wiz Khalifa.
Facts.
That's why I fell in love with Wiz's music. But like as far as like with Kanye, my actually introduction to Kanye, I was actually scared of his music growing up.
Oh, no, I love that shit.
The reason why, because like I was the first Kanye song I remember ever listening to was Jesus Walks.
Okay.
And my dad would always play in the car, and for some reason, like the bass and like the woman like screaming, it just kind of like frightened me a little bit.
Yeah.
Just me growing up, just me being an innocent kid.
I feel you. I just, you know what it is Kanye was always futuristic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kanye was always talk about what he was gonna do, and it never like.
And it was aggressive too.
It was aggressive. He was sure of himself. It's like, bro, you don't even have a record deal, and you want a shoe. You think you're gonna do this? You're gonna be. One time he said, I'm gonna be the flyest rapper to ever rap, and it's like niggas is looking at him with some baggy jeans and some weak shit on, and niggas is like, bro, like, what are you?
Exactly.
Where are you gonna get this? Like, how you gonna do this?
It's a nigga in a pink polo screaming, "Throw the rock in the air!" Like,
yeah, bro. Like, I remember when he wanted Kim and he got Kim. I remember when he said he was the Louis Vuitton Don. You feel me? I even fell in love with certain shit that hip hop has introduced to us, like the Louis Duffel, the Millionaire Shades, the Bape studs.
I definitely appreciated Kanye like the older I got, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it was just like style, bro. The BB Simon belts, like even that Jim Jones era, where it's like,
oh yeah, Dipset definitely plays like a
man,
good part as
for
well.
real. How can we talk about influence in hip hop without?
He produced probably every song in the 2000s on the radio.
Man, it's just, I just feel like hip hop. What makes hip hop beautiful, because I think what makes hip hop beautiful, it's like a collection of items. It's a collection of tastemakers, painters, music, fashion, art. And it's like everything could be hip hop, could be tied into hip hop. Even at fashion shows now, they playing some hip hop shit. You feel me?
Exactly. Debuting freaking disc records in Louis Vuitton fashion shows.
Like fashion designers are using rappers now as models.
Or even creative directors, because apparently Future is like creative director of a line for Alon Von now.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I just hope that like what I love about hip hop today is I'm glad how profitable it is because of like hip hop. I really am a strong believer that hip hop really shifts culture, today's culture.
1000%, and it keeps evolving. Like, and I think my last point to close this out is, I think there's a lane now for everybody. There's melodic rap. There's a luxury rap. There's old school rap. Griselda tapped into the old school New York shit, the boom bap shit.
Theese as well.
Yeah, so it's like it's cool now, and everybody got their own demos. You know, thank God for the streaming eras and the different apps that exist today, where you could pick who you want to listen to, the vibes you want to be
quote
in.
Unquote, legal bootlegging.
Yeah, for sure.
Legal bootlegging.
You know, there's playlists and thanks to certain apps and forums now, you could just listen to your genre and what you like, and it's dope, man. It's dope. I really feel like it's well on its way to become like the #1 genre soon.
I think it already is, but I think the billboards will never admit that.
Yeah, you know, of course they're gonna say pop or country or something like that.
Of course, we can't have black people running this country.
But do you think? I guess my question is: do you feel like we sold it? Do you feel like we sold hip hop to white people, or white people just bought it from us? Like,
I'm gonna be honest, is that like I don't think that black people we sold hip hop. I just feel like you gotta remember this kind of plays into like our next topic as well, is that white people spend money, and black people, unfortunately, we come from environments where it's like we're not given a lot. We have to work for what we have. And unfortunately, that the people who see the diamond in the rough are usually the white people. And sometimes is that like, well, not really sometimes, all the time, the black person that's really making this dope music coming from a fucked up environment, they get a fucked up contract from a rich white dude in a suit. And that's how like they profit over us. It's just like, that's why I'm kind of like, today I do appreciate all these podcasts, all these older rappers kind of teaching the new school that like, hey, like this is the right way to do business. Because everyone's finally learning how to do business now in hip hop, proper business now.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I want to see more people in power. I mean, we have a few, I guess, label heads that are black, and a few, you know, a bunch of managers now, and people that are running some indie labels that are black. It's just, I just want us to participate more in revenue. I want everybody to have equity in something. Like I want to see more equity deals in hip hop. Like if I walk in this building and I make you guys 300 million, I want to at least have 30. Can I get 10% of that? You feel me? Or can I get 1% of that? You feel me? When I pass, you know, so my kids can eat forever. You feel me? Like I don't really enjoy seeing some of our legacy acts die broke. That's one of the things that broke my heart. And I think not too long ago, Black Rob, he was a prominent hip hop artist in New York, passed away, and Diddy had to step in and help out, you know, with some of the costs and shit like that. So I just wish that hip hop had a union, to control certain things and to step in when, you know, there's petty beefs and senseless killings of young rappers, because there's a lot of young rappers that passed away from gun violence and from drug overdose and drug abuse as well. So I don't know. I just feel like it could be profitable. We can own it, and we can actually take it to the top. We just gotta, you know, we have to find a way to put our heads together and find a leader, I guess, and appoint the right people. Let me not say find a leader, because now it's gonna sound like we gotta find one motherfucker to rule everything. We have to appoint the right people and put them in the right positions. People pretty much that have our best interest at heart.
Yeah, get the right gatekeepers.
Yeah,
pretty much,
yeah. But yeah, that's enough for a hip hop segment.
Well, not really exactly. We're technically still in hip hop with this next topic.
Oh yeah, true.
Because all right, so this conversation is actually very interesting. A lot of people are just starting to talk about it. Hopefully, it's probably a little bit more of a thing when this episode actually airs. But the girl Bobbi Althoff, I don't know how to say her last name, the popular white girl that does a podcast with all these rappers now. Her episode that she did with Drake, she got popping because of the episode of the podcast that she did with Drake. Apparently, it's called the Very Good Podcast, something like that, along those lines. And her niche is kind of like being really awkward around these rappers and having these conversations that kind of show a different side of rappers, pretty much.
So she's,
but not just
I feel
rappers,
like half of
just
the time
people
she's acting like she don't know who they are, and it's like if you
which
didn't,
is cap, 100%.
If you didn't, they would not be sitting with you. So it's like
exactly. And then now she's in a little bit of heat right now because I don't know if you guys realized the podcast episode that made her like pretty much really fucking famous right now is actually no longer there. The episode she did with Drake.
Okay.
And that episode had 11 million views. And keep in mind, like, everybody was a little kind of confused on why she had an episode with Drake, because she started a podcast in April.
Okay.
So everyone was kind of like, oh, she's an industry plant, of course, yada, yada, yada. And then I kind of did a little bit of research on why the episode was deleted. There's not really any hard evidence on why the episode was actually deleted, but there's a lot of good assumptions. Now, apparently, like, a clip came out when she was on somebody's podcast. And keep in mind, if you've seen her interview, if she's being interviewed, completely different person.
Oh, yeah, of course.
She's not awkward, talking really fast and shit. So she was on this podcast, and she was saying how, like, she was uncomfortable doing the Yachty interview. Because Lil Yachty was on her episode, literally aired right after Drake.
Yeah.
And
I think I saw that clip, too, earlier.
So she's talking about how, like, she was very uncomfortable, how, like, she showed up to his house at 2 o'clock, and they didn't start recording until, like, 7 o'clock. And how she was there, and Lil Yachty didn't even greet her, didn't offer her food, this and that. She was just pretty much kind of sounding kind of Karen-ish a little bit. Like, she was kind of like, not saying that she was assaulted or anything, but she was kind of teetering on those lines that she was just uncomfortable with Lil Yachty, pretty much.
And you know what's...
But before you give your take, I got to give
I was not going to give my take. I was going to say, like, white people know the right words to say to other white people to kind of get a rise out of them, which I hate. When you keep repeating that I was uncomfortable plenty of times around a black rapper at his house as a white woman, you insinuating something, and I don't like that.
Exactly. So what I was seeing is that, like, and then I'm like, all right, if she felt uncomfortable, she said that she kind of brought up the conversation she was having, that she actually brought it up to Yachty during the interview. So before I even saw that clip, I saw the beginning of the episode. It was a little kind of boring for me. So I saw the first 5 minutes, I'm like, I don't really care for this. And then after I saw that clip, I'm like, all right, now let me just sit down and watch this whole episode. It was kind of entertaining, not really ish. Like, Lil Yachty kind of carried the whole episode, cause like so everyone was talking about how good the episode was because she's really good at making things awkward. But before this episode came out, people were like, oh, she's really talented. She really knows how to sway the guests. She knows how to get a reaction out of them. But after watching that clip, they actually, like, her and Yachty were actually arguing, and it was actually a real argument technically because of the clip that just happened from that other podcast that she was on. So, like, Lil Yachty kind of pressed her about it, and he was saying that, like, oh, you are being weird. You had your girlfriend in my bathroom, and the bathroom is kind of small. What the hell were y'all two doing in there? And then she was saying that, like, first of all, this is what are you trying to allude to? This is a professional environment. And then Yachty was kind of just he was kind of disrespecting her a little bit because he was just trying to, like, give her some pushback of her being weird. So he was kind of being really forcefully being kind of, like, wouldn't say aggressive, but passive aggressive pretty much with like heavy sarcasm pretty much. And it was to a point where it's like they were kind of, like, drawing at each other so much. I was literally waiting for Lil Yachty to say, get out my house. It was got to that point sometimes a little bit. So as I saw the episode, I'm like, oh, that was pretty fucking awkward. And I think that's the main reason why Drake probably even, like, asked her to delete the episode, because it's like, yo, you're not gonna, if you guys didn't know, Lil Yachty and Drake, they're, like, technically best friends.
Okay.
So I want to say, like, what's your take on the whole situation? And, like, do you think that, like, was Yachty wrong? Is she kind of, like, a little too high off her high that she's having right now with her podcast? And I have other questions as well, but what's your take on it?
I'm gonna sound like,
I know that was a lot.
No, that's cool. I actually like how you broke it down. You even told me things that I didn't really pay attention to. You opened my eyes to them. But what I want to say is pretty much simple. Can you believe it? What I want to say is super simple. Number one, I want podcasters out there to stop dick riding. Like, stop going out of your way to sit with people that you don't give a fuck about, that you don't know about, that you don't care enough to do research on. Because if she did her research and called around and asked about Yachty, she would understand Yachty's behavior, his personality a little bit before walking in. And if you're doing that caliber of an interview, if you are comfortable enough to go to somebody's house, I'm pretty sure she had to probably fly in or travel a while to get to his crib.
She said she took a 3 o'clock in the morning flight to get to his house.
So I'm like, if for me to even be safe enough or comfortable enough to go to your house, we probably talked over the phone. We probably went over. Yachty is a celebrity. There's no way his publicist is going to let you interview him without letting you know some of the boundaries, some of what to ask, some of what not to ask, because that's how these celebrities work. Before the interview, before they sit down with you, they give you a list of what they can and can't talk about. Yeah. So you could know which pockets you want to really tap into. On Yachty's side, bro, you don't have to jump on everything smoking. Drake sat down with her.
True.
Let the bitch evolve. Let her bubble out here a little bit. Let's see what her agenda is. Because at the end of the day, it's not what I'm about to say is not racially motivated. It's like a lot of white people come in this hip hop space and we don't really know what their intentions are, what their agenda is. You feel me? Like niggas like Vlad, niggas like Adam 22. We're now starting to realize, maybe he's a piece of shit. Maybe he's a fed. Maybe he's this. Maybe he's that. So I get it. We looking for these opportunities. Like, bro, I'd rather you go sit with Jimmy Fallon. At least it's a safe interview and it's not going to get weird. It's not going to go crazy. You feel me? It's just, I feel like there's so many outlets nowadays that we don't have to dick ride. You feel me? Yachty, you big, bro. You don't have to do that. You could go and make somebody else big. You could go sit down with another young nigga from Atlanta or from anywhere, LA or wherever you stand at and build them up.
I actually want to piggyback off that. Like you said, there are different outlets for sure. And as different outlets, there are black outlets that you could have gave your attention to. Drake, Lil Yachty. And obviously Drake is very aware of his pull and his influence in the game. Drake, I think that's why Drake doesn't show his face everywhere, because he knows how influential his whatever he does and what it is to
they're gonna
the culture.
copy it. So now everybody is gonna use that little bitch now and try to run with it.
Literally every pretty much all these like big up and coming guests is because of like, oh, Drake was there. Like apparently Yachty was on there. Tyga just did an episode with her. Apparently Offset did an episode with her. Mark Cuban did an episode with her. And it's like, yo, who else is gonna be on there? But my issue with this now is that when it comes to like her humor, I understood it at first. Seeing this interview kind of made me think a little bit differently of her. But as far as when it comes to like awkward, dry humor comedy, in my personal opinion, I think white people do that best. I know Funny Marco is kind of known for it, but the reason why I say that Funny Marco isn't really that funny to me, at least, is because when niggas try to do that dry humor shit, you come off as kind of weird, in my opinion.
And you come off as a tryhard. Like,
as a tryhard, a little
nigga,
bit.
like we talking, you know who I am. Stop acting like you don't know that I'm Future. Like,
exactly.
Stop acting like, you feel me? Like, I feel like white people could get it off more because it's like,
that quirky-esque humor, they're really good at that.
Because they could come off as curious and like, hey, I don't know about this, educate me type shit.
Exactly. And it's an easier sell because you're coming from a different culture.
Exactly.
Like a really good example who's like a really good dry humor like actor, comedian, Vince Vaughn. He's the same guy in every fucking movie, but it's very watchable. But like as far as my issue with this now is that I don't like her tone on how she was talking about Lil Yachty, because she kind of like, I feel like as she was talking, like it was like, you ever see like a white woman kind of frantic talking about another black person, where it's
it was
like
entitlement too.
She wants to feel like a victim, kind of like something like he did something to her. Like it was, even though he didn't do anything, and I want to applaud Yachty, because if you see the setting of the interview, he didn't have any other of his homies in there, because Yachty, he's very known for having like a really big crew. There was no men in the camera. He only had his manager, which was a woman, a white woman at that. Well, not a manager, his assistant, and he had other women there. And I like how he did that. He had it in his house, and obviously he's a millionaire, so I'm sure he has cameras in his house. So he kind of like addressed everything accordingly. And I think what she didn't like as well, Yachty kind of out awkward her, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And what my issue is this too is like, Elliot Wilson made a very good point that Elliot Wilson did get some backlash from people saying like, oh, you just hating because Drake didn't come to your show. But look what's happening now is that like she's playing the victim card, and Yachty didn't do nothing to her. And I want to tell especially young black men, if you really want to get on this girl's show, you got to remember like her stick is being awkward. Would you rather be in an awkward setting with a white woman or a white man?
True.
Yeah, that's something you got to think about too.
And again, we gotta be accountable for what we do. Like if her thing is being awkward, you can't try to out awkward her. You gotta kind of let her do her shit. And
but he was being himself. Yachty was being himself.
No, I know Yachty was being himself.
He changed the tone when she changed the tone, pretty much, because she even broke character at one point during the episode.
But in reality, Yachty, you only know about her, or you only is fucking with her because Drake did it. That's the I mean, that's the long and short way of saying it. So it's
or we don't even know if he was kind of brought into her first, if he was aware of her first and then Drake did it. Who knows? Because they say that, oh, Yachty does a lot of things behind the scenes.
Drake is influential. So it's if she's important enough for Drake to give her time of day, maybe she's important. Maybe because like at first when we discussed her, we're like, yo, she could be a celebrity's daughter. She could come from a good family. You feel me? Or Drake might have owed somebody a favor.
I want to stay right there.
Yeah.
So more news comes out about her now, because obviously when shit hits the fan, more news comes out about somebody.
Yeah. Research starting being done.
Yeah, people start typing. Apparently, like she and Drake have the same management company.
Oh, okay.
Which explains a lot, like how they probably know each other. I'm pretty sure there is a middleman involved that, like, hey,
yeah, put two of my clients together.
Exactly, and it's a win-win for everybody. She gets more followers, and Drake probably gets, like, you see a different side of Drake that no one gets to see, whatever.
But I will say this though, I saw a lot of pushback on why Drake chose to do her show. Like, as somebody that's been watching Breakfast Club my whole life, 106 in Park, and a lot of these, like, I guess, interview platforms, it's refreshing to see an artist outside of their element. Like, I don't want to hear about your albums. I don't only want to see you when you got something to promote. You feel me? It's cool to catch you at your house so I can ask, hey, what are you sipping? What kind of wine do you like? You feel me? That makes you feel like you getting closer to the artist and you learning about them and their mannerisms and how, away from the artist shit, away from the lights and glamour and all that shit, this is who I am. Even though obviously you're going to be professional, but this is I guess a better version of me away from the cameras. In her defense, or because we don't really know much about the situation, this could be a rollout because Drake got an album coming. Drake probably did a part 2 of the interview and they wanted to re-release it together. And sometimes artists do corny shit like that as a rollout. Let's pretend like we got a fake beef. Let's pretend we unfollow each other. And then soon as the moment is on us, the light is on us, everybody's asking questions. Boom, I'm going to drop the album, make a few references. People are going to go crazy and this and that. Some artists delete all their posts. Future is known for doing that before they drop music. Some artists start fake beefs. Some artists start fake relationships. We done seen it all. Like Moneybagg Yo was in a fake relationship with Megan Thee Stallion for 2 years so it could help both of their careers.
True,
you feel me?
Like everything's a rollout. Usher and KEKE Palmer.
Exactly. I mean, shit. Well, do you want to breeze through that?
We can breeze through real quick.
Oh shit! I mean, like I said, I was on KEKE's side to begin with, but I have some pushback for her today. I will say that if you unaware of what we're talking about,
where are the Lexis when we need them? Where are the Lexis when we need them?
No, they hit me up. They like, see, she was working. But anywho, to kind of bring you guys up to speed, Usher has a song coming out. Well, the song is out today actually, with a video, and the song is called Boyfriend. It's produced by Rico Love, who's one of my favorite writers out there. But yeah, the song, there was a preview clip of the song.
It was a nasty preview, by the way.
And the video features the beautiful KEKE Palmer, and she was in the video. I haven't seen the video. I am gonna watch the video. I saw the clip.
You saw the clip. We all saw the clip.
And it raised a lot of eyebrows. It's like, yo, you was in the news for being on his show acting out, and now you're in his music video. Like, what's really going on? Everybody is pretty much asking what the fuck is going on. Some people are saying it was a rollout. Everything from the show up till now it was a play to roll the single out. Some people are like, nah, they took advantage of the moment, and Usher is clout chasing. What side of the fence are you on?
I think Usher's clout chasing.
Okay, I respect that.
Because I understand, like...
Is it clout chasing or me using the moment? Because the light is on me anyway, and you think I'm doing the fuck shit, I might as well get some money out of this.
Can I be 100% honest? Like, why I say that Usher's clout chasing is because, like, no disrespect to KEKE Palmer, but it's like, I don't think Usher's running to KEKE Palmer to do a rollout, in my personal opinion. I just think that they saw the situation. They're like, let's make the best out of it.
Okay, I agree to that. I actually agree to that. But a lot of people also, she's getting a lot of she's getting a lot of hate as well. Because it's like, because they're like, oh, at first you embarrassed your man in front of the world. He called you out on it. Yeah, even though the way he did it was not cool, but now you starting this man's video. Like, what's really up? Like, what's your fascination and your obsession with Usher? Like, okay, we get it. The moment happened and now it's quiet. You can just go back home and be a happy family again while you still riding this man dick, pretty much. A lot of people have that concern.
Literally, KEKE Palmer, I understand that there's a writer strike going on, but find another hobby, please.
I mean, she claims that she's a fan of Usher.
Of course she's a fan of Usher. We're all fans of Ushers, but don't give me that bullshit. I'm a fan. Come on. Hasn't this man gone through enough? Like, come on, yo. Get it together.
So who do you blame more in this situation? Do you blame her for playing along?
She looks the worst in this.
Well, I'm just saying, do you blame her for playing along or Usher using that situation to his benefit?
I kind of blame her because she looks like a bird in this whole situation.
Okay. I will say the video, starting the video is a little birdish. I will say that.
A little?
I will say that. Because it's like, fam, all right, cool. Like, we could have ended it at the show in Vegas. You feel me? I went through enough. Because she was in the media for like weeks after that. I don't know.
God.
I don't feel like, personally, I do feel like it's a clout chasing moment. I don't think Usher, one, needs KEKE Palmer to star in his video. Usher done had, like, I guess, I'm not going to say better looking models.
Fam, he has a Vegas residency. He's making money.
Yeah, he's making money. I don't think Usher is, I think he's just like, hey, let's use this situation. The song is called Boyfriend. Your man was upset. It's a play on word, and I'm probably going to make some references about it in the song or in the video. Like, let's get some money.
Would have been nasty if he named the song Baby Daddy.
That would have been crazy.
That would be crazy.
That would have been petty. But yeah. But shout out to Usher though. He looks great in the clip that I saw. Like that nigga don't look like he's aging at all. That nigga look like.
Shout out to Usher. I'll leave it at that.
Don't leave your girl around me. You playing for real. Talk about niggas that are living up to their lyrics. Oh man. We did see some sad shit this week, bro. I keep forgetting that Nipsey Hussle passed. Like, it's been that long ago. It's been, I want to say 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably more than that.
No, 4 years, because it was 2019.
Probably, yeah.
It's been 4 years now. So, this whole week, like, because he would have been 38 yesterday, and a lot of people were posting about it, and it just felt surreal, bro, because it's like, I guess it's two ways to look at this, because we have, I feel like people had a view of Nipsey while he was making music, he was active, and they have a whole different view of him now that, he has passed. They really see what he stood up for. But what do you think his true legacy will be like? Because he did revolutionize a lot of shit when it comes to hip hop and just hip hop culture.
Well, the thing is, like, with Nipsey Hussle, like, I'm kind of like probably the worst person to ask this. So I was like, no disrespect, I was never the biggest like Nipsey fan. I appreciate his music, but I would never say that like, I was like the biggest fan of Nipsey Hussle.
But you felt his impact once he passed.
Yeah, I felt his impact, but that's like my issue with Nipsey Hussle fans, especially a lot of the new Nipsey Hussle fans, is that they kind of amped his legacy after he passed. That's why it kind of it's a little bit like a slippery slope with me. Like, I understand like he made very impactful music, but unfortunately like he got the flowers after he passed in a way. That's what's a little weird when it comes to like the Nipsey Hussle like conversation. And I know that like Whack 100 got a lot of pushback from people when he said that Nipsey Hussle wasn't a legend, because of the fact that like I guess his influence wasn't as big as a lot of artists who are currently living. But even though like I wouldn't personally say that, because like Nipsey Hussle obviously is very impactful, he has a lot of fans, and it's like debating on who's a legend or not, that's whoever's opinion. But what I would say is like with Nipsey Hussle, like his like basically his figure in hip hop is like it's very important, because it literally tells these rappers that like, yo, be careful how you move, and like preach your best into like these in these albums. Try not to talk about, oh, money, cars, and bitches. Is a little bit more than that. And I think he was just a reminder for today's generation.
Okay. I mean, the way I feel about the Nipsey Hussle conversation, and as far as like where his legacy is in hip hop, I just feel like, well, hip hop period, I think as a culture, we give people their flowers once they're gone. We start to highlight things they do away from music when they're gone, unless we're obsessed with them and we want to be like them. And I feel like that's marketing as well. You feel me?
Yeah.
Nipsey was not the most commercial artist, but he had his own independent thing that he was doing. He put a lot of niggas on.
Yeah, he preached independence.
He preached independence. He preached ownership. He had a big part into Roddy Ricch's career. He was early into merging with other gangs out of LA and just preaching that camaraderie. He was, one of his good friends was YG, who's a Blood, and obviously Nipsey was a Crip. I just feel like when it comes to people calling Nipsey a legend, I think there's different ways somebody could be a legend. I feel like your impact on the community could make you legendary. I don't have to be a legend to the world.
Very true.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. But if I made important changes in my community, let's say there was a lot of killings in this neighborhood and I built a basketball court, and now kids, instead of picking up a gun or doing robberies after school, they go to the basketball court to play. That says something. You feel me? If I own a store as a black man in a neighborhood that was ran by drug dealers, and you feel me, people were getting stabbed and murdered around this area, that says something. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, as far as like his reach and what he meant to people, got louder, when his passing, when he passed and stuff. But I just feel like, as a community, I think the people in LA would have a different, they have a different version, or they see him in a different light than the rest of the world. But overall, like, he was a good guy. Everybody, said, he was all about making money, preaching ownership, putting niggas on, educating niggas about stocks and books, and making rappers feel like, it's more like it's more than the music. Like,
exactly,
taking care of your family, taking care of your community,
definitely
your neighborhood.
Promoted Dr. Sebi.
So it's just like, I don't know. I almost cried a little bit, bro, because I'm like, damn, like, the good really die young. And it's like, for a nigga to die like that in front of his, like, in his neighborhood, in front of his store over an argument, is just crazy to me.
And even if you think he's a legend or not, he did do some legendary shit. Like, honestly, the world knows where, like, what and where Slauson is.
Exactly.
And on top of it, when I remember when I was in Cali, like, probably the year after he passed away, I remember, like, Slauson is not a great neighborhood. It's like the hood. It's like where people like avoid. But there's people literally white people taking selfies in front of his mural, like it's literally it's a tourist attraction now. Slauson, that's a street, which is crazy. Yeah. That's some legendary shit.
It is. I feel like anytime, like, you transcend hip hop, it's legendary shit. Anytime I feel like your story get told by different cultures, it's dope. And I feel like we celebrate enough bullshit in hip hop, so sometimes it's good to I guess to talk about some positivity. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that a little bit, because, like, sometimes we forget, time flies, and it's like, damn, it's been 4 fucking years. That's crazy, bro.
For sure. We only on this planet for a little amount of time. Might as well make it impactful.
Yeah, facts. What do you want to talk about next?
For our last topic, I wanted to say that, like, news comes out that, unfortunately, thankfully, Naeem is not here, our good friend Naeem, because Philly fans are going through it right now. We haven't talked about basketball in a while. I know it's the off season, but James Harden, shooting guard for the Philadelphia 76ers, has requested a trade. So what I would say is that James Harden, apparently that, like, he wasn't offered a max contract. And then, if you guys don't know, that Daryl Morey, I believe he is the GM of the 76ers. And if you guys didn't know that, Daryl Morey and James Harden has had a really very close relationship, because Daryl Morey was the GM for the Houston Rockets, where obviously James Harden became James Harden. And now he is the GM of Philadelphia 76ers, and that's why James Harden went to Philly. So, out of nowhere, no one knows why, James Harden was in China and said that, hey, I want to say this, Daryl Morey is a liar. And he actually repeated himself. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar. So, my thoughts on James Harden...
Did he say why?
No, he didn't say why.
Okay.
That's another thing. Now, my issue with this is that I'm going to say, James Harden, enough is enough. You literally bullied yourself out of freaking 2 franchises already. You literally ate your way out of Houston. Fam, you freaking bullied your way out of Brooklyn. Now you want to bully your way out of Philly. And as far as I know, you have been getting paid very well throughout all these organizations. I think you're the problem now at this point. So what's your take on this?
I just feel like this nigga don't give a fuck about basketball, bro. I just feel like, all right, here's my thing. Because you could tell the niggas that are chasing a ring and the niggas that care about their legacy, some niggas just want to be okay, I want to say this. Like, there's niggas like Steph and LeBron that want to have a name in this, and they want to go down as a legend of this shit. Some niggas want to be nice. They want to look good out there. They want to be good for the night.
Exactly.
They want their name to carry some weight while they're playing. You feel me? They want the in the moment notoriety. You feel me? For a nigga like James Harden, who has a reputation of getting bitches, going to the strip club, splurging on women, you know, buying fancy clothes, traveling and tricking and doing all this shit. Again, all this is allegedly. I don't know the nigga. I never met him. I never spoke to him. But these are accounts of people that have been around him. Yo, the nigga just want to retire and enjoy his money and go to the strip club. To me, it's like, but my problem with him is if you no longer want to play, retire, bro.
But
all this shit, it hurts you going from team to team, bro. I don't like to move from one neighborhood to the next. Do you know how annoying it is to move? So imagine a nigga that has to sell his multi-million-dollar home or condo, move 7 cars to a whole different state, you know, changing your address, all your business account stuff is moving here. Your agent gotta move, your girlfriend gotta move, your mama might have to relocate. Over emotions, over petty shit. Like, these niggas are entitled. They're worth a lot of money. They feel like because I'm the superstar, I'm supposed to get whatever I want. If not, I'm out. And it's like, bro, at the end of the day, bro, enough is enough. Like, you want to go coach a college team, do that. You want to be a panelist on ESPN, do that. But leave niggas alone, bro, because, again, people get tired, bro. Owners get tired. The NBA can really, like, blackball you and you out of here. You feel me?
Bro.
So...
And what pisses me off about this whole situation is, like, fam, James Harden, if the shoe is on the other foot, if you're looking at other NBA owners, and apparently he really wants to be traded to the Clippers, fam.
Hell no. They are not sending your ass to LA. Are you crazy? Bro, keep this nigga out of LA and Miami, because he's going to make it hard for niggas like me.
All I'll say is with James Harden, if I am an NBA owner, why would I sign you if you literally bullied your way out of 3 organizations? And on top of that,
paid you a lot of money,
and you not getting younger.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say that. I didn't want to be disrespectful, bro. Yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. He's like, what, 35, 34?
I think he's like 33 or 34 around there.
You almost out of here. LeBron is 38.
Like fam, it's like my issue with James Harden, like, and especially you know how I feel about like spoiled rich niggas. You know how I feel about them. It's like, fam, it's like, do the work. You already have your shit lined up. You got Joel Embiid, you have an MVP, and you have a solid roster. Literally, right now is not your excuse. It's literally, bro, stick to the grind and go to work.
But you know what it is? I don't think Philly is fun enough for him. And again, that's no disrespect to the city of Philly. Let me just say that. I just feel like James Harden wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. He wants to leave the game, be that nigga, drop 40 points and go to the club, make it rain and go home and fuck 3 bitches. I think that's what he likes. Bro. And it's like in a city where it's like there's not much to do or it's not that type of lifestyle, you know, because Philly right now is going through it with just gang-related activity, murders and shit like that. I don't think he feels the love in Philly enough. Because, again, there's a lot of emphasis on Embiid. So it's like, you're not paying attention to me enough. It's like the second child syndrome.
Yeah, and on top of it, he probably wants the most money he can get. He originally wanted to go back to Houston.
Oh, yeah, they
but unfortunately, they gave the bread to Fred VanVleet. If you guys didn't know, the NBA version of Drake.
That was an excuse. Nobody's gonna, yeah.
And of course, it's like my issue with James Harden is like, fam, you're kind of making it even more well known that, bro, there's tampering between you and Daryl Morey because he said he's a liar. What did he do? Because you took a pay cut last year to sign PJ Tucker and another nigga on your shit. And what I feel like what the real issue is, I feel like due to the fact that he did take a pay cut and everyone's like, why the fuck would James Harden take a pay cut out of anybody in this fucking league? I think the issue is that I feel like Daryl Morey probably like, hey, yo, man, I can get you plugged in with a couple businesses, some stocks, where I can like show you some real money. And I can show you get your real ticket. And I feel like he probably didn't hold up his end of the bargain. And now James Harden's probably fed up. He's like, all right, fam, I'm already in fucking Philly. Cold as shit over here. Ain't a lot of strip clubs in here. Not a lot of freaking lemon pepper wings. Now you want me to freaking not get the money that I'm looking for too? All right, I got to get up out of here.
Or maybe, okay, take this pay cut this year. Next year when the team gets better or we get in a better position, you get equity in this and that. And it's now like, oh, now you asking me to take another pay cut? You asking me to do this and do that? Again, superstar syndrome. I don't know. I think there's a lot of factors, and the GM could be lying. You feel me? I'm not gonna disregard his feelings and say, hey,
3 teams though.
Yeah,
3 years?
I understand. Again,
3 teams.
My thing is, bro, nigga, all I need right now is $5 million. If I'm up 30, I'm chilling. Like,
30, he up 6. Man.
No, he's out of here. He's out of here. I know he's out of here, but it's just like I said. Bro, if you get paid to do something, just work, bro.
All I'm saying is, bro. So, what do you go by, man?
I go by the name of Cheech, aka the hardest working man in Palm Beach, aka catch me outside. How about that? aka see you next week, man, and thanks for the continuous support. With anything that I do in the pod. Yeah,
of course. Well, I go by the name of Gary, aka In Gary We Trust, aka Mr. Consistency, aka Podfather 2.
I think it's throwing shots.
aka Get Your Shit Together. And what is this?
These are the aesthetics. And stop pissing the white people off.
Later.
Oh my God.